Hello and welcome to this presentation. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on the part of the planet where you're watching us from. And I would love to know where you're watching from, actually. So I see that there is Mary from Ireland, Patricia, is there Ibala from Transylvania? Wow, in Romania or Hungary, because there's Transylvania in both places. Patricia from the States, and I also see that there is Toulouse from Turkey, James from New York, Annie from Virginia, Adam from Bloomington, Indiana. Wow, I spent 1 year in South Bend, Indiana many years ago, in '92. Geraldine from Ireland, Iwa Morzek, Manon from Canada, Katia from Berlin, Ewa from Chicago. Great, so welcome everyone, and very happy to be here with you today. And the reason why I suggested for us to meet this morning is because I wish to make an announcement and an invitation. And I see many more people mentioning, so there's people from Canada, from Brazil, from Indiana again, from Trinidad, from Germany, from Ankara, Toronto, Moldavia, wow, from Norway, lots of people from Indiana, that's nice. So welcome everyone, very happy to see you. And again, I was saying that the reason why I invited you to join me today is because I have an announcement to make, an invitation, and that is the invitation for our 4-part free masterclass, Wake Up Your Eyes, that is going to start on Wednesday next week. Now, I will talk more about this. Maybe lots of you already are aware of this masterclass, of this free masterclass, but maybe some of you don't. So if you haven't registered yet to the masterclass, here is the link that you can use to register for this 4-part masterclass to learn how to take care of your eyes and improve your vision naturally without the need of glasses or surgery. Yeah, so you can register at clearsightmethod.com/wakeupyoureyes. Yes, clearsightmethod.com/wakeupyoureyes. And so what's going to happen in this 4-part free masterclass starting on Wednesday? Well, I'm going to share with you the main ideas and the main techniques of the Clearsight method. The Clearsight method that is meant to help you take care of your eyes and improve your vision naturally, again, without glasses, without surgeries. And where does this come from? Why am I talking about this and why this is important for you? Well, let me introduce myself a little bit. My name is Ainhoa de Federico, and I'm a doctor. I'm a researcher and professor at the University of Toulouse in the south of France, where I'm currently the head of the Masters in Health Education. And for over 20 years, well, actually all my life, I have known about natural vision improvement, but let's say that for over 20 years, I have been studying it, researching it, training in it, applying it, working with participants and clients. And since 2016, I started using the power of the internet to spread the word about natural vision improvement and go to reach more and more people. Since then, it's been over 2 million people in 200 countries, so about all the countries that there are in the planet, who have watched my free classes on natural vision improvement, the course, the mini course, Wake Up Your Eyes, that you're going to start watching on Wednesday. And I have clients, thousands and thousands of clients in over 90 countries, participants to my courses. In the last times, I have been teaching it, of course, in Spanish. I come from Spain. I am Spanish. If you hear an accent, it's a Spanish accent. In French, because that's where I'm a professor at the university. And since last April, I decided to translate the Clearsight method into English and make it available also for all the English-speaking people. So why do I teach natural vision improvement? Why the Clearsight method? Well, if you don't know me yet, probably you don't know that I was born with myopia, so I was very short-sighted, nearsighted, with strabismus and amblyopia. Yeah, I was born like that, and when I was 6 months old, my parents went to visit my grandfather, who used to be now he passed away, but he used to be a very, very good, very acclaimed neurosurgeon in Spain. He was a very good doctor, and he knew all the good specialists of the country. And my parents brought me with him and asked him if there was something that could be done, if he knew anyone that could help me with my eyesight, being so young. And fortunately, my grandfather knew a specialist in strabismus that was a professor at the University of Granada in the south of Spain. And this ophthalmologist gave some directions to my parents and guided them through the exercises that they should practice with me. There was stimulation and movement and relaxation and a number of things that I had to do. And my parents applied these techniques with me for 6 months. And when I was 1 year old, there was nothing left of the myopia, no strabismus, and no amblyopia anymore. So from age 1 onwards, I've always, or most of the time, I'll mention a couple of times when it wasn't the case, but from 1 year old onwards, I grew with a sense of identity of someone who sees very well, far, near, at night, during the day. And this is one of those origin stories that my parents always told me at my birthday, that I was born with myopia and strabismus and amblyopia, or squint, and one eye that couldn't see, and that thanks to this ophthalmologist, Dr. Medina, I could recover by age 1. So I've heard this story once and again about my eyesight recovery. So again, I grew up with this identity of knowing that vision can be improved and having a very, very, very good eyesight. Everybody around me used to be, as I was a kid, very amazed how far I could see and how well I could see, all the details I could see. So my eyesight was one of my prides, yeah? And then when I was in my early 20s, and I was already a student in France, I have moved from Spain to France to continue with my studies through exchange programs at the university. Yeah, you hate wearing eyeglasses. Lots of people do too, and this is the reason why I'm teaching here, to help everybody who wants to get rid of the eyeglasses to be able to do so. And I've had proof over the years that it's really possible, regardless of your age and regardless of your symptoms. So we'll talk about it a little bit more. So if you allow me to continue a little bit with my story, again, when I was in my 20s, I was studying in France, and one day I got up, and I saw double and very, very blurry. And honestly, I panicked. This sudden change in my eyesight I was super worried about it. And I called my mother in panic that morning, and she was even more scared than I was and told me, please don't call me to tell me these things. I cannot do anything from Spain. You're in France. Call an ophthalmologist. So maybe this person can find a solution for your problem. And because I was young and I had just arrived to France, I didn't know many people, and it was a long time ago, you will see. So I didn't have any recommendation of a good ophthalmologist. So what I did was I took the yellow pages. It was really a long time ago. There was no internet even. I took the yellow pages and I started calling one eye doctor after another until someone would answer and give me an appointment as fast as possible, which clearly was not a very good idea, because usually you shouldn't go to empty restaurants. If they're empty, there's a reason. So the ophthalmologist that took my appointment the fastest was probably not the best one. But anyway, so I went there the next day, and it was winter. He gave me an appointment. It was already dark. The building where we had the appointment was cold, with lots of marble and not much light. And when I came into the office, he was not warm at all. He would barely look at me, or barely answer me or talk to me. So I felt a bit like a piece of furniture that was bothering. But anyway, it was my turn. And when my turn came, so I told him that I woke up with having, double vision and very blurry. And the previous day I saw perfectly. So I wondered what had happened. And so that we could find a solution so I could see again perfectly clear. And when I asked him what had happened, what might have happened, the question went through one ear, out the other. He never even tried to answer to that. The only thing he did, he put me in front of a machine with lenses and numbers and letters, and he kept changing the lenses, and I was supposed to look at the letters and the numbers and tell when I would see them the best. And when I did, he wrote on a piece of paper that I had so many degrees of myopia and so many degrees of astigmatism, and that I had diplopia. And I asked him, yeah, okay, that's now, but yesterday and the day before yesterday, I saw perfectly clear. So why do I have this now? What's the cause? How can we transform this? And he didn't answer to that question. He only wrote a prescription for me to buy glasses for myopia and astigmatism. So my question about why this sudden change had happened wasn't answered, and I was very frustrated. I nevertheless left the office politely and paid the consultation, but as soon as I was outside, I ripped the prescription, threw it to the trash, and told myself I'm not going to buy glasses until I understand what has happened with my eyesight and if there is something that can be done about it. So I went home and still being very frustrated and unhappy, and I started calling my friends, the friends I had in France, until one of them told me, well, Ainhoa, I cannot assure you that my medical doctor will have the solution, but at least I can assure you that he will listen to you and he'll try to figure it out. He'll try to understand what's happened and try to solve it. I was like, okay, I can take that. So the next day, I had an appointment with this doctor, and happily, the appointment, it was still winter, of course, but happily the appointment was given to me during the day, and it was a sunny day, and in the office of the doctor, there was a lot of light, and it had warm colors, and he was very welcoming and nice to me and talked to me and looked at me as a human being. And I'm telling these details because actually these things do matter. They impact how you feel and how your body makes adjustments, and if you're going to see better or you're going to see worse. So it's very interesting that the story happened really like that. So anyway, I went to the second doctor, and so he listened to me carefully when I told him that a few days before I saw perfectly and that now I had double and very blurry vision. And he looked at me, he examined me, he listened to me. And after some moments of examining me, he told me, lady, what you have is sinusitis. Okay, I can understand that. And he went further. Because you have sinusitis, the sinuses have inflammation around the nose and around the eyes, and thus they are compressing the eye globe. And when there is something that is compressing the eye globe, like the inflamed sinuses, well, then that generates a refractive error. And that's the reason why now you have myopia and astigmatism. So take antibiotics, so the sinusitis goes away, the inflammation goes away. And if after 7 days of taking the antibiotics, you see normally again, end of the problem. But if you see blurry for whatever reason, we'll come back and we'll see if there's something else we can do about it. Okay, that was an explanation. That gave me some understanding. So I did take the antibiotics, and after 7 days, I was back to my perfect vision. So I was very, very happy and never went back to need to see that doctor again. But in that process, I learned something, and that is, if there is something that is pressuring your eye globe, that is making some kind of tension or pressure, then there is a refractive error that is formed. Myopia, astigmatism in that case, but it could also be hyperopia. Yeah. And I remember having thought, okay, so wow, I just had something that was causing tension in my eye. But what would have happened if I listened to the first doctor and I would have worn glasses immediately? Then maybe I would have worn glasses all my life, because the eyes get used to the glasses. And actually, when you start wearing glasses, the tendency is that the prescription gets higher and higher. And the correction, the glass is bigger and bigger. Yeah. So I'm very glad that I didn't, so I could spare myself for a lifetime of glasses. And I remember having thought as well, how many people may there be out there that had some problem, some tension, some stress, something at a point in time, at a moment in life that caused tension around the eyeball. And if they ran to the first ophthalmologist like I did, and if that first ophthalmologist told them to wear glasses, like it happened to me, they put the glasses on and they are stuck with the glasses forever. whereas it would have been possible to find the cause of the tension, release it, and see clearly again. So I thought about that, but at that time I was doing other things. I was onto other projects, I was doing my studies, I was getting ready to prepare my PhD, and it was not at the time about natural vision improvement. I was interested about other things. But I thought about it, let it go, continued with my life. And then in my early 30s, when I was already a tenured professor at the University of Lille in the north of France, I was invited as a guest researcher and professor at the Autonomous University of Barcelona in Spain. And at that time, I was staying in Barcelona for a few months, and I was also editing a research, a special number, a special issue from a research journal in my area of research of the time. I was part of the editorial board, and I had submitted a proposition for a special issue. So I was receiving lots of articles and had to evaluate them, had to give them to other evaluators, had to read a lot of articles in small print in a short period of time to take care of this special issue. And being in that context, I realized well, I couldn't read the articles at a normal distance. I had to put them further away, which was unusual, weird. And then when I would be in the subway in Barcelona, I couldn't read the names of the stops, and I couldn't read the names of the lines. So I thought, okay, third time that I have vision problems in my life, but now I know that they can be corrected because I have done it twice. I did it when I was a kid, a child. Well, it was my parents who guided me, but as a baby, my eyesight was corrected within 6 months with relaxation and exercises at the physical level. And in my early 20s, my eyesight was corrected at the chemical level, in this case, through some antibiotics, something I took, I ate, and it produced some chemical changes in my body, and then my eyes could see again. So I thought maybe I can do it again. So I have a vision difficulty. I cannot read close and I cannot see far very well, but I know that this can be transformed. So let me go to an ophthalmologist to have a diagnosis, but to see again if I can transform the situation and see clearly again with my own eyes, without glasses, without surgery. Also, if you have noticed, I have such a small nose that it's really not appropriate for glasses. When I've tried to wear sunglasses, my mother used to love them very much. She would always give me sunglasses to wear, and they always fell. So I thought it would be a disaster if I had to wear prescription glasses. So anyway, at the time, this third time in my life where I had vision problems, I had already been studying psychosomatic approaches to health for a few years. I think it was about 5 years. And so I was exploring the idea that your body expresses what the soul doesn't say. Or said in another way, that when there are symptoms appearing in your body, those symptoms are the expression or the reflection of some tension in your consciousness, or some emotion that you have suppressed, repressed, or not integrated, something that it's not, some stress that is held within you about things happening in your life. And so I thought, okay, why don't I explore this other approach to improve my eyesight once more? This is the toy that I'm playing with at the moment. It's the approach that I'm studying. So let's see if I can use it to improve my vision once more. And so I gave myself a time frame of 2 months. If within 2 months, I could get back to normal vision and to see clearly near and far away again, then I wouldn't wear glasses. And if within 2 months I couldn't, well, then probably I would buy a pair of glasses. And so I went to an ophthalmologist to have a diagnosis so I could see what were the messages behind the symptoms. And so I went and I was told that I had presbyopia, which in the early 30s, it's really soon very strange to develop presbyopia, and that I had astigmatism again. So I went to my books on these approaches, these psychosomatic approaches, and read what were the messages that my eyes were telling me. And it was, it was like receiving a slap in the face from my inner being. The meaning of those symptoms, what my eyes were telling me, was that I was bored with my life and that I had betrayed myself, that the path I was following was not was not what made my heart sing. So I had to listen carefully to these messages, and it implied making some choices, some life-changing choices. And maybe I won't go into detail here about those because this is not necessarily about me. But in any case, taking those messages from these correspondences, these psychosomatic hypotheses on what's the meaning of the symptoms, I took those seriously. I made the changes that I had to do. I listened to the message, and in less than 2 months, my eyesight was back to perfect. And I could see again clearly near and far away. And it's been a long time since then, and I never looked back. Since then, I've always had a very, very good eyesight. So my eyes were telling me that I was bored with what I was doing and I had betrayed myself. So I really had to ask myself if the academic career that I was following, which I was very successful. I had been tenured very young. I had received two prizes for my PhD. I was at the editorial board of an international journal of my scientific field. I had also been appointed to be part of the leading board of my area of research worldwide. So I was really very successful. But my eyes were telling me, you're bored about this. This is not your path. You've betrayed yourself. And I had to look into that and consider it seriously and realize that I was actually following my father's dream. My father always dreamed to be a university professor, and he wanted to have a daughter that would be successful in research in the university. So I was, in a way, acting as a good daughter, but I was not following my own path, my own desire, my dream. So I had to ask myself what was that I really love doing that made my heart sing. And I had to recognize that what I love doing, what makes me the happiest, is what I'm doing now. I love research and I love teaching, but the part that makes me happy about it is when what I teach, when what I learn and research and teach has a positive impact in other people's lives, improves their health, their well-being, helps them grow, and in this case, helps them improve their eyesight, their vision, helps them have more clarity inwards and outwards. And so as I changed my orientation in my profession, well, I've been seeing clearly since then on. And then I had to make a choice. So I made natural vision improvement my field of research. And when I look back at what had been my personal experience, I could see that I had improved my eyesight 3 times. The first time at the physical level with relaxation, exercises, movement, stimulation. The second time at the chemical level, and the third time at the emotional level, at a consciousness level. And I wondered if there were other levels or other angles that were useful to improve the eyesight, to improve the vision. And I found that there was, of course, a lot of research that preceded me that I could tap into to create a better understanding of the whole field and to structure it and synthesize it in a way that would make sense to me and that I could also share with the world. And so that's how I created the Clearsight method. I had to follow training in different schools of natural vision improvement. I got training from Dr. Martin Brofman. I got training in the Bates Method School in Madrid with Dr. Amelia Salvador, Nina Hutchings, and Mauricio Cagnoli. I took training with Dr. Ray Gottlieb and in the Pure Vision method, sorry. Anyway, so I took several trainings on natural vision improvement. And of course, I read research in ophthalmology, optometry, neurophysiology and neurosciences, epigenetics, nutrition, on posture, also in psychology, anthropology, sociology, history. I gathered all the information I could about how eyesight can decrease, how can it get worse, and also how eyesight can improve, and what are the factors and the variables and the leverage points that we have so that we can keep a good eyesight for life and we can improve it. And so this is what's been my field of research for many, many years now. So I would say it's been over 20 years now that I've been involved in this field. And at the University of Toulouse, It's the line of research that I'm following, that I'm pursuing. I teach it at several levels at the university. I teach it in 2 places. I teach it in the Masters of Health Education that I'm directing at the moment. And I also teach it in what's called the Free University of Toulouse, which is a service of the University of Toulouse where professors and researchers share their knowledge with people who are interested. And most of the time, people who attend the Free University of Toulouse are retired people, which is people over their 60s, 70s, 80s, and sometimes even beyond their 90s. And I can tell you that they have been the most enthusiastic participants of my classes of the Clearsight method, because most people after 40 years old have vision problems. If they didn't have them before, they have them after. And lots of people believe that it's not possible to improve your eyesight after from presbyopia after your 40s. And I'm proving that with the people at the Free University of Toulouse that are all retired, that it is really possible to improve your eyesight, even if you're 60, 70, 80, even beyond 90. So, and of course, with my younger students, it also works very, very well. So this to say that I've been researching this field for many years now. Besides my work at the university, since 2016, I chose to go online, first in Spanish and now in English, so that I could impact the largest amount of people possible to teach them how it's possible to take care of your eyes and how it's possible to improve your vision. And when you do it, it's a gift for life. And there's a couple of people who are here today with me that will probably be able to share with you what has meant for them to be able to improve their eyesight, their vision naturally. But before I introduce them to you, I'd like to invite you to sign up to our YouTube channel if you haven't yet, because in the YouTube channel, we're also sharing information about how to improve your eyesight and your vision naturally for free during the whole year. And you can also follow us in Facebook, and we also share information there. The most important part of what I teach free online is going to start happening on Wednesday. Wednesday and the following 2 weeks, you're going to receive 4 free classes that you can watch at the comfort of your home with a device that has an internet connection at any time that suits you. Yeah, so for the following 2 weeks, I will be broadcasting and sharing these 4 main classes that have the main ideas, the key principles, and the techniques that are the most effective, the fastest, and the most important to transform your eyesight and vision. Yes, and after the 4 classes that I will be liberating, there will be also the opportunity to join a more in-depth and longer class that can go on for 6 more weeks, so that you can have my help and the help of my team to improve your eyesight and your vision if you need extra help. But let me tell you that I know thousands and thousands of people that just with the free classes have improved their eyesight so much that they didn't need anything else. So if it's your case, I will be very happy for you. And if you need more help and you want me to help you, I'll be very happy to support as well. Besides the 4 classes, there will also be lives like the one we're doing now, where we will go into the exercises and the principles, and I'll guide you, and you'll be able to practice and see with your own eyes how you can improve your own eyesight in a very tangible and measurable way. So it's going to be very exciting. It's going to be a very joyful process. It works. It really, really works. In Spanish, I have hundreds and hundreds of testimonials of people from all kinds of symptoms, ages, that had a surgery or not, and they all say that they have improved their eyesight really considerably. And you have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain if you participate in these free classes. And okay, so maybe Natalia or Natalie, it's interesting that both of them are called almost the same. You want to share your experience of what it has meant to you to participate in the free classes and to be part of the Clearsight method? Maybe Natalia, you want to start? Okay, so Natalia.
Okay, hello everybody. I am really so happy to be here today because I say that this day really brings me back some good memories. I can say that I was born with glasses because I received my first pair of glasses when I was only 2 years old. So I grew up wearing permanent glasses. I was diagnosed with hyperopia, astigmatism, and strabismus. And well, years went by, and we using these glasses in a permanent way. And I found myself in my 40s, 40 years later than the day that I received my first pair of glasses. And I was wearing sunglasses. I remember to need the drops to drive with my constant dry eye sensation. And one day when I was 42, I had the chance to attend this free course that Ainhoa is announcing today. And I think that it was possible, one of the best decisions I ever took. Sorry, my English. I started to do what Ainhoa suggested in the course, and my life really changed. One day, well, I was starting to feel my eyes much better. The sensations were better. I didn't need my sunglasses anymore. I didn't need the drops anymore. And I still remember that one day I went to an appointment to renew my driving license. And the doctor that checked my eyes in that moment said, what does it say that you need to drive with glasses if your vision is good enough to drive without any glasses? And I still remember the sensations I felt that day and how empowered I feel. And thankful also because my vision were much better, not only on the sensations of my eyes, but also in the sharpness of my vision, on what I could see. So this opportunity you are having today, please make sure that you take advantage of it because it can really change your life. It was a turning point in my life the day that I decided to start to know how to take care of my eyes. And the sensations are amazing because the empowerment you can feel is something difficult to explain and to share. I am now a vision educator because I decided to go on and to go deeper in this way because it changed my life. I am so sure that it can change the life of so many people.
Mm-hmm. Wow, thank you for sharing your story, Natalia. I know, yeah, you were with glasses for 40 years and you went from having to drive with glasses to having a driving license that says now that you can drive without them. And that is a prize. Maybe it's detailed now, but it's a very tangible prize that you gave yourself and that we know many other people who have accomplished this with the Clearsight method. And it's interesting when we look at you, you see that ball of the eye there as a vision educator. You've been trained, yes, you've been trained with me in the Clearsight method and also visual yoga and also in the Argentinian school of Opto por Ver, of vision education. So great. I want to answer to a question. Thanks. I'll probably ask you to share some more, but I want to answer to a couple of questions that I see in the chat. I see somebody who is asking me to tell something more about the method. Let me see, I lost it. Please tell something more for that vision method of healing. Okay, and maybe you can also hop in, Natalia. So as I told you, I've been researching, I've been training myself and reading research on these topics, and I have worked for many years with participants of my courses and with individuals, although I tend to like groups more. And I have organized my method in 6 levels. And in the classes that will start from Wednesday on, you're going to learn about some of those levels, and you're going to learn the most important techniques, the most effective of certain of those levels. So the way I organize the method starts at the physical level. We all know that in order to have good health, and that includes good eyesight, we need to eat well and do exercise, right? Everybody knows this. Exercise your body and eat well. Let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food, if possible. So we start there. We start first at the physical level with exercise and relaxation for the eyes, and then a number of things that you can do to put your eyes in shape, to get your eyes in shape. The eyes are surrounded by muscles, and muscles are responsible for your ability to focus. So you can train the muscles of your eyes in the same way that you can train the rest of the muscles of your body, for example, doing yoga or doing other things. So the first level is about exercises at the physical level for your eyes. The second level, that we could call the chemical or the nutritional level, is about learning how to eat better, to see better. So you're going to learn what kind of foods are not good for your eyesight and what kind of foods are good for your eyesight. And the good news is that when you eat better to see better, not only does your eyesight improve, but your general health improves as well, and your general well-being. Then we're going to go into the emotional level. As I told you, with me, that was a very clear impact. And I've discovered that there's research since the 50s, 1958, in the University of Columbia, in collaboration with the new School of Social Research in New York. There's been PhDs and also in UCLA and other prestigious institutions, mostly in the United States, that have established the connections between different kinds of non-digested emotions and vision symptoms. So we can work at the emotional level to release the emotions that keep you from seeing clearly. Yeah? So there are these psychosomatic connections and these metaphors and messages from your eye symptoms. And if you stay with me, you're going to learn what is the likely situation or the likely message or the likely emotion that is hiding behind those eye symptoms that you've been carrying up to now, and what you can do to release them so that you can see better. And for many people, this is a key turning point in their process. This is one of the favorite levels and modules in the course, in the method, for many participants. The next level is the mental level, because the main organ of your vision are not your eyes, but your brain. The eyes do capture light signals, but they go through, so they have to be projected in the retina, and through the optic nerve, they go into the brain, and it's actually the brain that interprets what we're seeing. And so regardless of what's going on with your eyes, of course, you can improve your eyes, you can get your eyes in shape, you can make them work better, but even regardless of what happens with your eyes, you can improve your eyesight and your vision by training your brain to see better. There's also scientific research and articles in journals that prove how it is possible to train your brain to see better. So we're going to use the power of your brain to see better and better. And then there is also the level of light and energy. Seeing is a process that requires light and that requires energy. And we can fine-tune and improve our relationship to light and learn what kind of lights at what time of the day are harmful for our vision, so we can avoid it, but also what types of light at what time of the day is actually nourishing and stimulating and healing for the eyes, for the retina. We can learn this and then use light to see better and better, and energy. So we're going to explore those levels too. And then there's the habit level. And what's the key principle in this level? Well, that is that it takes you as much time to look in a bad way and see worse and worse, or to look in a good way and see better and better. It takes you the same amount of time to treat your eyes wrong or right. If you learn the right habits that allow you to see well, you can implement them and do them automatically every day. And in this way, you keep a good eyesight and you keep improving your eyesight as a habitual thing. And then it doesn't require you to set a time in your schedule so that you can practice, so that you can improve your vision. You just are doing it on a regular basis every day. So these are the different levels that I have organized all this information that is created as a step-by-step process, a step-by-step method that anyone can follow and see with their own eyes the improvement from the first day. It's difficult to say how long it's going to take for different people to see clearly. For some people, it's very fast. For some people, it takes a bit longer. But you start seeing the improvements from day one. And an interesting thing here is how long did it take you to see, as you see now, how many years did it take you of bad habits, of wrong use of your eyes, to get yourself to generate the symptoms that you have today? Probably it took a long time. Well, the good news is that the recovery is much faster, but it does require practice and perseverance and commitment, yeah? And you're going to be learning the basic steps that you can take from Wednesday on as we release the course, Wake Up Your Eyes. Somebody's asking how to enroll in the Free University of Toulouse. Well, actually, you need to be in Toulouse because the classes are in person. They're not at the distance. And I think the registration is closed at the moment. They only open once a year. But if you speak English or if you speak Spanish, you can register to the Wake Up Your Eyes course starting this Wednesday. And I'm actually going to have more time to go in depth in my teaching online than what I do at the University of Toulouse. Okay, yes, thank you for sharing how to sign up to the YouTube channel. Perfect, and you can also follow us in Facebook if you want. Now, we also have with you Natalie. Maybe you also want to share a little bit about your journey with the Clearsight method, natural vision improvement, and maybe even with how you started with this free class with Wake Up Your Eyes and what it meant to discover this opportunity. Do you want to share, Natalie?
Yes, of course. Good evening, everybody. My experience with the Clearsight method began by chance when I saw Ainhoa presenting on a Facebook live. Sorry, the English is not my mother tongue. She was presenting this course, this Wake Up Your Eyes, but in Spanish. I followed all these courses in Spanish, and it was such a wonderful journey for my eyes and for the improvement I had. Before the introduction, of these three courses is so rich in all the contents, and I was so curious that I continued, because also my eyes were always, I could see always better, and also the sensation and feelings in my eyes were better. Then it was really such a wonderful journey also to do the other course of the Clearsight method. And I was really, it was not only for my eyes, but also for the sight outside and inside of me, going through all this level that I know was presenting before. Really very enriching, also deep inside. And I had refraction problems in my eyes. Since I was 15, I had to wear glasses for myopia and astigmatism. Then 7 years ago, I started with presbyopia.
Presbyopia, yes, presbyopia.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And I can tell you now that now I can read. I had to wear also there glasses to work on my computer, and now I do not need them anymore. And also I had significant improvements with my myopia and astigmatism. Not already some 100%, but I do not wear glasses, only to drive. I will try to have also my driving license correct, I hope.
Great.
Fantastic journey. Thank you very much, Ainhoa, for all.
Thank you, Natalie, for being here and sharing. Well, today we have a couple of people with us. Natalia is from Argentina, and And Nathalie, you are from Switzerland, right? But the
Yes.
Italian part of Switzerland, I believe.
Yes, I live near Lugano in the Italian part of
Yeah.
Switzerland.
Yeah, so we're all non-native English-speaking people, but uh, but but I have
My
to go ahead. Go ahead.
my Italian accent is present in English and in Spanish
Yeah,
also.
well, it's okay, I guess. Mine as well. But what I meant is that we have students from over 90 countries, and even if we're non-native English-speaking people at this moment, we have lots of students from the USA, from the UK, from Ireland, from the Netherlands, from Germany, from Australia, from New Zealand. So people who are also native and non-native English speakers, and it works very well. Well, you have seen a couple of people with us today that have improved their eyesight naturally with the Clearsight method, but maybe you're wondering if it's going to work for you, and if it works for what kind of symptoms or problems the method will work. The good news is that you're going to be able to see it with your own eyes starting on Wednesday, when we will broadcast the first class with the first techniques and exercises. Now, just to give you an idea, the first things that will disappear are things like eye fatigue, irritated eyes or dry eyes, burning eyes, but also photophobia or sensitivity to light. These things tend to disappear the fastest as you practice. The refractive error are the next thing that will disappear. So what are the refractive errors? Well, they're the most common eye symptoms like myopia, hyperopia, astigmatism, and presbyopia, because these four eye symptoms are related to tension in the muscles that are around the eyes and the muscles that are inside the eyes. Maybe Natalia can show us, if you can go get your eyeball, we can look at it a little bit. So these four symptoms are the next that disappear. And then there's people that have other types of vision problems that are related to degenerative problems like glaucoma, cataracts, macular degeneration, or retinal detachment, or other things still. And those, you can also improve your eyesight, even if you have those. The tissues can correct themselves over time as you're taking care of your eyes. The cells in your eyes renew within days. So if you're giving your eyes with their exercises and the nutrition and the different levels that we're talking about, you're hydrating your eyes, you're oxygenating your eyes, you're detoxing them well, they get nourishment, and they're getting exercise, then the different processes tend to normalize, and your eyesight improves even from all those degenerative problems. And again, for those, it may take longer, and it takes perseverance, and it takes practice. It's not like a laser solution that from one day to the next it changes. It takes time. But the advantage is that as you're improving your eyesight in this way, you own the tools so that you can keep improving. And if something comes up, you know how to treat your eyes, what do you need to do, and and how to get back your own eyesight. And this is something that a lot of people appreciate about this approach, about this method. And that is, we'll look at the eye in a moment. But what I want to say is that I'm hearing an echo, so I just put the mic to make silence, Natalia. A lot of people appreciate about being able to see clearly with their own eyes without glasses or surgery, a lot of benefits that it brings. Like, people feel a lot more free because they are not depending on an outside crutch that they need to read, or that they have to change to look near or to look far, or when there is sun. So it gives a sense of freedom and a sense of empowerment and capacity when you're back to being able to drive your own car without glasses, or read the Bible without glasses, or read your phone, your texts, or work at the computer, or even order something at the restaurant without having to ask somebody else what is on the menu when there's just the light of a candle or something. So it gives a very big sense of empowerment and freedom. And also the amount of people that can enjoy, again, many kinds of activities is very, very beautiful. People report, for example, that they can get back to practicing sports that they had to leave behind because the glasses would be falling or were on the way and they couldn't do it, or playing instruments, or, well, of course, driving is a very important one. But also there's women who tell us, and we know some that are beyond 70 years old, that they had not been able to put makeup on their eyes anymore for decades, and now they can again put the makeup and feel pretty and not have their eyes hiding behind glasses. Also, a lot of people appreciate the more direct connection, the emotional connection that you can have with people when you can look at them in the eyes and see them without the barrier of the glasses. Also, people that enjoy more nature, the colors of the birds and the trees and the different shades of colors and perspectives, or people who enjoy painting, again, like going into arts, or playing an instrument and not having the thing that's bothering in the eyes. And also there's professions for which having a good eyesight is very important, like firemen or policemen, pilots. We've had firemen and policemen in our courses that were super happy about the results. But even salespeople, it seems that if you're trying to do sales with glasses, the connection works less well than when you don't have glasses. So it's better to not have them. And you can see the little faces of your grandchildren. We've had especially elder women tell us about the pleasure they have to see the expression of their grandchildren with their own eyes, or recognize your friends in the street, see the signs of the bus or the streets. So whether you use public transportation or your own car, it's much easier to get around when you can see with your own glasses and you're not worried that you forgot them or lost them, or they broke, or you have to change the prescription. Or now with the masks, that you get all the fog and you cannot see anything with them. Yeah. So there's many benefits and advantages to seeing with your own eyes and to have that empowerment. Even I have a friend, actually now she's a friend, the minister of gender equality in the state of Oaxaca in Mexico. She took the course, and one of the things that she said, well, she's beyond her 40s or 50s, is that when she started to use the glasses for presbyopia, she had used contact lenses and glasses since she was a kid for myopia and astigmatism, but after 40, she started wearing glasses for reading, and she was starting to feel old. And she was like, it was the first sign of a declining health and the declining part of her life. And when she took the course with me and could ditch the glasses for reading and also the glasses for myopia and the contact lenses, she felt rejuvenated, and like now she can live the second half of her life. And the way she feels as a woman has completely transformed with the workshop, with the class. So I wish for you to be able to enjoy all these possibilities and to see with your own eyes what it means to you, what it can do in your life when you can see without glasses, without the need of surgeries, and to take back that natural capacity that you have. And we know many people who have been able to actually, they already had surgery schedules for cataracts, for example, and they could cancel them. They didn't need to do the surgery anymore because of how the eyesight had improved so much. And of course, these things are certified by optometrists and ophthalmologists. Otherwise, I mean, it's important that you have, if you have a problem like this, that you still have an ophthalmologist or an optometrist following what's going on with your eyesight, so that they can tell you that the surgery is not necessary anymore, of course, yeah? So anyway, from Wednesday on, we're going to be sharing with you very valuable information about how you can do this for yourself, and you're going to see that it's precious. Every millimeter of vision improvement is a huge increase of quality of life, and you're going to see with your own eyes. Maybe you want to show us a little bit the eye globe and the eye muscles. Yes, I'll put the mic for you so we can hear you.
Here we have the eye and the muscles. Here, these red parts here are all muscles. Let's play We have 6 external muscles, sorry, and they can be in tension like the other muscles in any part of our body. So we have to take care of them and learn what we can do to make them feel better.
Yeah, so indeed, and we're going to talk about this more in depth from the class that will be released from Wednesday on. Each set of muscles actually create different symptoms when they're in tension. So Natalia has a model that is anatomically precise. I have a party balloon that I have painted with an iris and a pupil to show, yeah? So as you saw in the model by Natalia, there are 4 muscles around the globe, yeah, that you can see. Yeah, those 4, she's signaling them. When those muscles are tense, they create hyperopia. The eyeball is too short, and that creates hyperopia. And then there's also muscles, the oblique muscles, that go around the eyeball. Maybe you can show them on the other side. Yeah, we can see them there and on the other side. Yeah. So when these muscles are tense, they make the eye more long, and then that creates myopia. An eye that is too long is a myopic eye. Yeah. When the straight muscles, the 4 that you can see around the eye, have irregular tension, they create astigmatism. And then if you can open the model and you can show the ciliary muscles that are around the crystalline, you can turn the eyeball. Well, that's the cornea, that's the iris, and this is the crystalline. And when you take the crystalline, you see that it is surrounded by some ligaments, and those ligaments go into another muscle, the ciliary muscle, that make the crystalline, this natural lens inside the eye, bulge up when we want to see near, or be flat when we want to see far away. Well, if there's tension in those muscles, then the crystalline cannot do its work. So when we have too much tension in the ciliary muscles, then that's what causes presbyopia. And so if the problem for those refractive errors is tension in the muscles, what would be the solution? Well, the relaxation. And I'm actually going a little bit further into the classes. You'll get a lot more information about this from Wednesday on. So one of the first things that we're going to learn in the Wake Up Your Eyes course is how to relax our eyes. Yeah, relaxation techniques so that we can improve our eyesight. So join us for the class that's going to happen on Wednesday. In that class, we're going to teach a technique that is very, very powerful and effective to relax your eyes. And you will start noticing the different sensations and the different capacity that you will have to focus. That will be a first step, a very basic first step. And then in the second class, a few days afterwards, there will be another live at the same time as today. So let's say on Wednesday is the first class, and we will have a live on Friday the 21st. And in that class, we will teach more exercises that you can use so that you can train your muscles in your eyes to see better and better. And then on Saturday, the 22nd, we will release the second class in which you are going to learn several techniques that even if you use them for only a few minutes, you will be able to read better, to read smaller print. And we're actually going to give you an example, a paper with different sizes of letters so that you can verify with your own eyes how by practicing those techniques for a few minutes, you actually see much better, smaller print, yeah? So we really believe in this, so we give you the tools so that you can measure it. If you don't want to print that, you can also verify with any other book that you have at home. And so you're going to notice immediately, just with a few minutes of practice, how your focus is improving. Yeah, and then a few days later, on Monday the 24th, we will do another live in which we're going to teach you more techniques so that you can focus instantly and that you can notice the power that you have, the capacity that you have to see clearly with your own eyes. And then Also, we're going to be reviewing myths and false beliefs that people have about eyesight. For example, that after 40, everybody is going to go see worse and worse until we all are blind as bats, and that it's a determination that we will only see worse and worse, that the eye symptoms are genetic, that with age, eyesight only gets worse, and that once you start using eyeglasses, there's nothing you can do to recover except surgery. Also, there's false beliefs about the sun being bad for your eyesight. Anyway, we're going to review all of those and to see what alternatives, what experiences we have about vision improvement. And on Tuesday, the 25th, we are going to release video number 3, class number 3, which is going to go into this emotional level that is so key for so many people. And you're going to understand what are the emotional roots of your vision problems. And in the main video class, you'll have the principles. And on Thursday, the 27th, we're going to have another live in which we will go more in detail, going through 15 to 20 different vision symptoms. And we're going to talk about each of them and what are the specific emotional tensions that hide behind each of those symptoms. And then on the Friday, the 28th, we are going to release another class that is going to review those 6 levels of vision improvement that I talked earlier. And we're going to explain them more in depth so that you know what is the journey that you can follow if you want to have a good vision for life. Yeah, so this is more or less in a nutshell the program of what you're going to learn in the different classes. There's going to be other surprises and there's going to be more things coming up. And during the free class, you can improve your eyesight immensely. So I really encourage you to stay with us, to participate, to practice, to learn, to share. Share with everyone that you know around you that has vision problems, that they can join for free. And see with your own eyes what it does for you. We're going to be along the way. There's going to be me, there's going to be the team of the Clearsight method backing me up. They're amazing, you're going to notice. And you will see, we're giving you a couple weeks so that you have time to practice and to realize step by step how your vision can improve. And then if by the end of those 2 weeks, your eyesight is back to normal, congratulations, we'll celebrate. If you have seen the improvement, but you need more help, we will offer you also the possibility to join a longer class where you will have our support much more closely for 6 weeks with you to do with you everything you need to improve your eyesight and vision. Is there anything you'd like to add to the dates, or maybe there's questions or things you would like to mention, Natalia?
Some people here is asking if the lives are going to be recorded, and yes, if it's okay, if they can be live because it is better, but if they can't attend the live, they will be able to access them later.
Absolutely. We are sharing the information in YouTube and in Facebook, but the best is to register to receive all the emails telling you what's going to happen, when, where, so that you can attend all the classes and make the most out of them. Now, you can follow the lives in YouTube, so I would encourage you to sign up to our YouTube channel and also to ask for the notifications so that you are told when the videos are coming up. You can follow us also in Facebook, and you'll have the information there as well. So join both social media, register with your email so that you can receive all the information and you can see the live or the recordings, and you can receive in your own email all the classes that we're going to be sharing. If for any reason whatsoever you have a difficulty to register, or you have something that you need, you can also, if you need help, you can also write to us at ainhoa@clearsightmethod.com, and somebody from the team most likely will answer to your question and will support you. So the fun is going to start on Wednesday. I'm very, very happy that over 200 people were attending live today. I know lots of you are impatient and looking forward to learning the exercises and the practices and everything, and we're going to do that. We'll take the time for that, starting Wednesday with the first class. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you for having been here. Again, share with everyone you know that wears glasses or that has poor vision or that is fearing a surgery or something in your family, among your friends. It is open to everyone for free. Share them the link, clearsightmethod.com/wakeupyoureyes. Make some space for these classes in the coming 2 weeks so that you can enjoy and practice and learn. And see you soon and see you better. So in the meantime, enjoy the beauty of life. And I wait for you on Wednesday for the first class. So see you, and we'll take you to a better and clearer eyesight. Bye-bye.